On the front row from Xavier Hansem and Rory Hudson, then Thomas Turner and Mark Kimber, Sim Liedmar and Rimmer Kadapik, Alessandro Serenetti and Robin Sario, from Caden McQueen and Matteo Respitelli, Chartenier and Roman Leroux, from Archie Tillett and Jan Bouvier, Rasmus Janssen and Rivaldo van der Westerlaken, Bastion Gassin and Turl Stelmans, Lois Delbar and Tyler Reed, then Xavier Diaz and Don Steenman, from Kevin Stehauer and Robin Knudsen, Matthias Salonen and Gus Lawrence, Maxime Jean, Artur Selmela, Hannes Morin, Eli Goldstein, Onel Muth and David Legem. What a race this 21 laps is gonna be.
Yeah, the longest race of the entire week for the 34 best drivers of the senior class. Bannicoat, Van Spluteren, the battle we had been expecting for quite a while, as just a bit high to say to Chris McCarthy or their colleague back on the start-finish line, just to make sure with the official that everybody is going to fall into place for what will be a great piece of racing. 20 laps to go, just one crown to lay your hands on. But so many different drivers who can actually have a good shot at the victory. Those first two, Ben Bannicoat and Van Spluteren, of course, with all the bets on, actually considering the fantastic performance they've been able to pull out together. But Mark Kimber has been pushing a lot in the pre-final, is down on the third row of the grid, with certainly a lot of good momentum that he wants to carry in that race, as well as for Turner, Rodson and Xavier Ansam. But look out for the danger coming for the further rows of this grid.
The moment you've been waiting for is now upon us. The Senior X30 2019 IAM International Final is about to get underway. Barnicoat, Van Spluteren, Hansem, Hudson, Turner, Kimber, Liedmar, Kadapik, Serenetti, Sario. They come out of the final turn, down the tram lines. Let's do it! Down to the first corner, Barnicoat's got an absolute flyer. Hudson might get on the inside line of Van Spluteren, but he's not quite going to get there in the braking zone. It's a terrible start from third from Xavier Hansem, and there's a little bit of an issue in the first couple of corners. Everybody just about getting away from it, but out in front, it is Barnicoat and Van Spluteren. Hudson struggling to get some purchase grip as they work their way through the S's. I'm not sure what's happened to Xavier Hansem. He seems to have tumbled down the order, and it looks as though we've got a spin on the way out of the turn up at the top end as well. So Xavier Hansem having a very difficult start to the race. There he is. He's in the middle of the top few carts as the 314 comes off the road now. Now that, I'm afraid to say, is Artur Selmela, the man who won the B final, of course, yesterday. So he's out of the action. As now down the back straight, it is Ben Barnicoat and Joey Van Spluteren out in front. Now the rivalry between these two can really begin in earnest, but they've got another man in the queue to battle with. That's Mark Kimber. He's made a terrific start, and he's in third. This could end up being a three-way fight for the victory between Barnicoat, Van Spluteren and Kimber, but don't count out Kadapik. Here he comes, up the inside for third position, into the lead of the first corner in their battle for third.
Yeah, fantastic start from both Kimber and Kadapik, and the Estonian driver is making his way up to third in front of the reigning Euro Series champion, who has still a lot to do in this race. This is the open lap as we are into the second sector of this track. Bannicoat, Van Spluteren, this is the battle of the lions happening at the forefront of the senior class. But look at those two, Kimber and Kadapik in third and fourth respectively. They might want to try to get involved as well. They don't want to let the first two, Bannicoat and Van Spluteren, get away in any circumstances, as this could be actually a full driver battle, which will be absolutely fantastic to see. But at the moment, Bannicoat is having the upper hand on Van Spluteren. Still very early. This is going to be a very long race, and with the experience of those two drivers, especially Van Spluteren in this particular category, he knows that he has to get past his rival, but still he might want to wait for the right moment to do that.
I'm not sure he will. I think he's already going for it, because he's just gone faster than Ben Barnicoat by nearly 4 tenths of a second in the first lap that he's had to chase him. So lap 2 is complete, and Van Spluteren has made up the 4 tenths of a second he was behind Barnicoat. This is all going to be about the crafty skill of Barnicoat. Can Joey Van Spluteren get past him early and then start to pull away in those fast laps? This is where Joey Van Spluteren's got to think very carefully. Do I go ugly early, or do I wait for an opportune moment when he's going to make a mistake? He slots in behind him. He doesn't want any challenge from Kadapik, Kimber or Sario, so he's going to maybe go with Ben Barnicoat down the back straight and edge the two of them out. No, he's going for the lead immediately into the left-hander, and Van Spluteren hits the front again and signals to Barnicoat, come on, let's go out in front of the field. But the question is, how much speed has Van Spluteren got? Can he start to pull away from Barnicoat? It's up to Ben now. He's got to get back on the horse.
Yeah, beautifully made from Van Spluteren. It was clean and easy from the Dutchman, who is now at the top of the field. But Barnicoat is just staying right in his tail. He might want to go for a switch back. Actually, driver in second place, the British driver on the Dutchman. But look at Remo Kadapik, he's the fastest on the track, the Estonian driver, 55.6, and he's closing up on the leading duet. Actually, we're gonna have a 3-driver battle for the win as early as the 4th round out of 20 laps to go in this final of the senior class. This is thrilling start of a race, but let's not count on Mark Kimber, the reigning champions of the Euro Series this year, is down in 4th place, and actually is increasing the pressure on Remo Kadapik on the back straight. The Estonian might want to look over his shoulder and to protect his position as much as possible. Back Kimber looks to have, and there's a contact between the two. It was very close for Kimber actually to lose it on the entry of the chicane, but he manages to stay on the track. But look behind him, this is Robin Sayo and Xavier Hansam, who both gonna try to make a bit of the ground that they lost in the opening stages of this race. And those two see Kadapik and Kimber very up close. They're in trouble, those two. So we have 5 drivers in the same screen right now, but Kadapik is right there, but he's gonna be defensive, and Kimber is not quite having the upper hand at the moment, as Xavier Hansam knows it as well. The driver who was in 6th, he was running so good but had such a difficult start, tumbling down the order, but now they're back in the mix, and this is very tight indeed in the midfield, so everything's still possible.
Well, check out Joey van Spunteren. He is pulling away from Ben Barnicoat. He's extending the gap, so unless Barnicoat's got an extra gear in that kart somewhere, I'm not sure he's going to be able to handle Joey van Spunteren the way things are currently going. He's got to look after his tyres in this phase of the race now, stay relatively close to van Spunteren, let him get a little bit away, but he can't afford to let him get too far ahead, and he can't afford to wear out his tyres. It's a long final, this. 5 laps down and another 16 to go, so they've got to be careful as Hansen gets on the inside of Sario, tries to have a look for the move, can't get there. Thomas Turner is back there in 7th place now, trying to make his bid to get through on Xavier Hansen, but he can't quite make the move stick. But there is a very tough order. Now look, Barnicoat has decided to come back at him. Either that or van Spunteren made a mistake, but Barnicoat has done his personal best first sector of the race, so maybe he feels, well, give van Spunteren the impression that he's pulling away and then start to reel him in again. So Barnicoat clearly wants a piece of this and knows how to go about it. He's got that gap back down as Rivaldo van der Westerleken now has a warning flag for some kind of transgression out on the circuit. There he is going through, I believe. So he's down in position, a long way down the order. He's lost all sorts of places. Joey van Spunteren and Ben Barnicoat still dueling as Barnicoat comes out of the final turn. I sense he's going to go for a move there. He looks back. He wants to see how big a gap he's got to the guys behind. Will he go for the move? No, he's going to hang in there behind the Dutchman.
You know, as long as those two will be able actually to keep themselves from the rest of the field and keep battling with one another, they're all fine actually. And actually it's all gonna come down maybe to the very latest laps of this race, or where we can actually see happening a very defensive or very decisive move from either van Spunteren or Barnicoat. So at the moment, those two are doing a good job at keeping themselves really away from Remo Kadapik, even though the Estonian is trying to close up as much as he can. 1 second is the gap between Barnicoat and Kadapik in 2nd and 3rd respectively. And by doing that, Remo Kadapik pushing pushing a lot and trying to reduce the gap. He's taking Mark Kimber and Robin Sario with him. So we have like a 2-driver battle for the win and a 3rd-driver battle for the charge in this race. We're still very early stages. This is 7 laps completed in this 21 lap in total, and Remo Kadapik and Mark Kimber, it looks to me that Kimber is on a better pace at the moment, 55.2. This is almost a 1/10 of a second faster than Kadapik, so pretty much similar pace when it comes to those two. But Kimber is really trying to make his way through Remo Kadapik as well as for Robin Sario. This is the 2:34 on your screen. Sario might want to take the advantage to get past not 1 but 2 drivers at the same time. But Kadapik is actually quite fast on his way to the banking. He's pulling away just a bit of a meters from Kimber. As at the front, this is still van Spunteren. Barnicoat split by just 1/10 of a second after almost 8 laps.
This is fascinating. We've got 2 of the best at their craft battling away for the victory in the IAM International Finals. Joey van Spunteren, who's won countless karting titles, but never the Senior X30 International Final title, and he really wants it this year. So too, it's the case for Ben Barnicoat. Here he goes, up the inside and slices back past the Flying Dutchman. So Ben Barnicoat takes the lead back from Joey van Spunteren. Now the battle really begins, and as Joey van Spunteren tries to have another look on the inside line, this is a fascinating dynamic. Neither of these guys have won the senior title in the IAM International international finals before. They both want to. They both have their credits and their credences. A runner-up in the Euro Series last year, Joey van Splinteren. He knows how to run at the front end of the field in karting. He's won multiple titles, and here he is trying to get past Ben Barnicoat. This is a fascinating display. The 2011 Benelux Formula 4 champion versus the two-time Formula Renault champion, Ben Barnicoat. And both of these guys know how to run at their craft in Senior X30 and single-seaters. This is an absolute war between these two now.
Yeah, fantastic piece of racing that we're witnessing right now. This is the cream of the cream, isn't it? And look at this group of 5 drivers. Actually, the Remo Kalapik is being able to close down the gap by almost half of a second between the two leaders. Barnicoat and Van Splinteren still in a huge battle for the supremacy in this race. But by doing that, by banging wheels with one another, they allow actually the pursuers to get close to them, and that might actually be kind of ugly in the pursuit of this race. If Remo Kalapik is being able to close the gap and, you know, start to threaten either Van Splinteren or Barnicoat, that could be actually very well interesting. There might be golden opportunity just at hand for either Kalapik, Kimber or Robin Sayo, because they can actually see just a few meters away from themselves that the two leaders are just not that far in front. So that could be actually, this race actually could be well turned down on its head if it keeps going like that.
Well, if Joey van Splinteren makes one more move on Ben Barnicoat, then all of a sudden, Kalapik, Kimber and Sario become part of the battle, and then anybody's guess is as good as mine as they come through in the first hairpin. In fact, they've already worked together to catch up to the two of them. So we've got the 22-year-old out front, Ben Barnicoat, in front of the 27-year-old Joey van Splinteren, battling for the victory. They have 6 wins apiece from the week, but one of them is going to take the 7th, unless the 3 men behind can do something about it. Remo Kalapik, Mark Kimber and Robin Sario. Then we've got Bouvier, Liedmar, Leroux, Turner, Hudson, McQueen, Hansheim, Raspatelli, Tenier and Stalmans from Archie Tillett, Bastien Gassin, and then rounding out the top 20, it's Gus Lawrence, Alessandro Saranetti and Dan Steenman.
And here we go, we're gonna be clear with already one half of this race, getting close to the halfway point in this final. And look at the battle that we have. We're really keeping all the eyes really focused on what's happening at the front. We'll not get into more details about further back in the field, but this is too good just to miss. Ben Barnicoat, Van Splinteren and Remo Kalapik, and there goes Van Splinteren. He's gonna try to go around the inside, but not quite yet, as Barnicoat is keeping all those shut in this first corner. He might want to go for the second sector, but Kalapik has other ideas in mind. He wants to go for the win. He wants to go for Van Splinteren. And the Dutchman is starting to feel the heat just coming from behind. The danger is coming as well from the other contenders of this race, because Barnicoat and Van Splinteren has been out on top of this class ever since this event started. But look out for the others involved as well. Kalapik, Kimber and Robin Sario as well in 5th place. He might want to go as well for his piece of the cake.
If Kalapik is going to win this, he needs to go for this fairly quickly, because he knows that Barnicoat and Van Splinteren are going to work each other around the circuit. Here he goes, Van Splinteren on the inside line. Barnicoat's going to run out of road over the top, and Barnicoat spins. Barnicoat spins it. Unbelievable. And that's allowed Kalapik through into the lead of the race. So Kalapik now leads it. Kimber's going to get up the inside of Van Splinteren, and Sario may get his chance. They came so close, and Barnicoat is now not going to get the victory unless something very dramatic happens. He gets back into it. He's not going to quit, but Barnicoat is down to 12th. Unbelievable. The leaders battle away for position and clash, and then Kimber moves into 2nd place, Sario into 3rd, Van Splinteren down to 4th, and Remo Kalapik leads the way.
What an incredible ton of event. Actually, we could have expected that to happen at some point or not, but it just did. And what a drama as well for Joey van Splinteren, who has to do it all over again. He was controlling that race so well, but there was a bit of a contact, and I wonder if Joey van Splinteren doesn't have any damage on his car. It seems to be alright looking at his pace, but he just dropped 3 positions, and that's golden opportunity once again for Remo Kalapik. He might have expected as well for that to happen, but that's really too good of a chance to miss for Kalapik, making his way up to 1st, and he's trying to pull away. That will be no easy task at all, because Mark Kimber is coming straight right at him in 2nd place with Robin Sayo, who sees as well the chance that he might have actually to seal the title in this race. But look out for Van Splinteren. He's still very fast in that race, very much into it in the top mix, as the top 4 drivers on your screen have really pulled quite of a gap. 2.6 seconds from Sim Ledma is down into 5th. It's worth reminding the classification as it stands, with Ledma in 5th from Bouvier, Turner, Leroux, Roy Hudson and Xavier Hansheim closing out the top 10 as we speak.
I'm going to keep an eye on the stewards decisions out on the circuit if anybody gets a black and white flag here, because we've had 2 so far, with Van der Westerleken and Unel Muth. If nobody gets a warning for that one, then basically they will feel that justice has been seen to be done, and that would basically mean that, you know, that would be a racing incident. So it's very, very dramatic. But obviously now Rimo Kadapik leads in the Senior X30 final of the 2019 IAM Internationals, and it's going to be Mark Kimber in second from Robin Sario. Joey Van Spunteren is just trying to stay with them at the moment. I think he's trying to keep himself out of the danger because he can tell that these 3 are going to kick off. He's in 4th position here, close to the leading 3. He's in the box seat. He can wait for them to kick off and then make his move back into the position again. It's very, very tight and very close up front. Barnecoat is trying to make his way back into pursuit, but he's got Tur Stalmans and Matteo Respatelli on his 6th at the moment, so they are still running in together. Mark Kimber is hoping that he doesn't get attacked by Robin Sario before he can make his own move on Rimo Kadapik. I think Sario will read the situation quite well here and allow Mark Kimber to be the one that makes the first move on Rimo Kadapik as they come out of the chicane and down the straight. We have 6 laps to go, and the rivalry we thought was going to kick off between Barnecoat and Van Spunteren has ended in a clash between the 2. Van Spunteren's down to 4th. Here goes Kimber for the move on the inside of Kadapik. Kadapik is not able to keep Kimber back, and suddenly the 2-time Miami Euro Series title winner, Mark Kimber, is leading the Miami International final. He hasn't led a race all week, and here he is in the final with it staring him in the face.
That's absolutely fantastic. Another ton of event as Mark Kimber is actually pulling away, or at least trying to get rid of Rimo Kadapik. This is a beautiful battle happening, and we haven't seen anything yet until the checkered flag. It's gonna be gas on full throttle all through the way until the checkered flag, and looking away to see what the others are. They're very close. Mark Kimber going around to the left to protect his position as much as possible. The Rimo Kadapik is going to try as well. We shall see a move as well from maybe Van Spunteren is going around the outside to try to attack Robin Sario, sorry, in 3rd place. This is going to be fantastic. Very tight indeed coming into the 1st sector. Kadapik might want to go for the move. Not happening quite yet as the leader is closing all doors, but look out for Van Spunteren. He's very fast indeed, carrying a lot of momentum into the 2nd sector, but none of them is being able to pull out a move for the time being. It's just a matter of seconds maybe.
Sario's going for Kadapik.
He was very close.
He had a look. Sario had a look at Kadapik there. He's getting frustrated because Kimber is defending. We're on lap 17 out of 21, and Kimber is essentially defending with 5 laps to go. Look, he pulls across to the inside. There's no way he's going to allow anybody to get through. They're going to drift wide. Van Spunteren gets into 3rd place past Sario. He's got to keep that door shut. He's there in 3rd position. Now he's got a great run down the back straight. Van Spunteren's really going to try for this now. He comes around the outside. Can he get there to Kadapik? No, he hangs on in 3rd place. So as they come through in the chicane, now there's 6 of them in the battle for position. Make that 7 of them, as now suddenly Bouvier and Turner are going to get into the battle as well. And watch out, Romain Leroux is there in 8th place. This could be anybody's. It's an absolute battle now. This is literally a royale scrap as they all battle away for position. Now they've all got a chance of it. Kimber, Kadapik, Van Spunteren, Sario, Liedmar, Bouvier, Turner, and Leroux is there in 8th place. Here goes Van Spunteren to the inside of Kadapik. He can't get there. Kimber's still your leader. He's hanging on to it by a thread at the moment with 7 drivers now starting to queue up behind him with an opportunity to go for the win. It's an 8-man brawl.
Yeah, the tiniest of missed racing land could be very costly indeed. And Van Spunteren came very close to get by Rimo Kadapik.
Leroux gets Turner. Leroux gets Turner, so he's up to 7th place now. Leroux up to 7th. Now, here we go again. Kimber, look, absolutely planted to the inside line. Kadapik and Van Spunteren going to go side by side. Sadio and Liedmar are in there as well. So Liedmar in 5th position, trying to get his own move. Van Spunteren getting frustrated by these 2. Kimber's going to go to the inside line. What will Van Spunteren do? He jinks out with them. Look, Kimber just absolutely bolted to the inside line. 3 to go. This could get very messy indeed.
Yeah, very messy, as we've seen that happening. It is a bit of a wheel banging, I think, with Romain Leroux further back into still 7th position. He was trying to get past Yann Bouvier, his fellow countryman. But look at, there's no actual gaps between all of those drivers. They're really in just, and they go for the move already with Joey Van Spunteren going for the move in 2nd place. The Dutchman just...
there's a roll behind. Oh my goodness. That's Xavier Hansheim going over, I think. Hansheim goes over. That was a big, big roll, and it looks as though they're going to get away with that one okay. Xavier Hansheim looks to be all right. It's a very visually dramatic accident, but he's actually come off the road in a safe position. He's out of harm's way. He can't believe it. His back's covered in mud, but Hansheim's day is over. and it got very, very nasty there, but fortunately, Hansame is all right. Now, the race can therefore continue without a full course yellow. He's going to get a check from the doctors, but we've got 2 laps to go. Canopik is waving his hand at Kimber. Stop defending! You're ruining this race battle. And Van Sputteren, he's going to go for it. Up the inside, he gets there. Canopik gets there too. Kimber's absolutely wrestling with Canopik. Down to the braking zone. He goes round the outside. Canopik can't let Kimber go. He has to. So Kimber in a second. Van Sputteren is your new leader again.
Will it be enough for Van Sputteren? Is now back in contention for the victory. But Mark Kimber won't let him get away. But look at the few meters he's been able to pull out already out of the chicane on the way to the banking. Van Sputteren, Kimber is closing all the doors. Round of the hairpin. This is gonna be fantastic. All the way to the checkered flag. And Kimber under the pressure of Remo Canopik, who has still something to say in this race. But look out for further back as well. Van Sputteren is going left, protecting his position in the 12th corner of this track on the way to the chicane. Still
there's
no
Barnicoat.
move. Yes.
Barnicoat's in 5th. Barnicoat's back into this. Now he goes for Sario up the inside. He and Sario drift wide. To 4th position he goes. So Barnicoat's now in P4. Final lap begins, and we've got Van Sputteren, Kimber, Canopik, Kimber up the inside of Van Sputteren. He gets through, squeezes out Van Sputteren. Van Sputteren comes back, bangs wheels with Canopik. Canopik gets bogged into 3rd position, so Van Sputteren down to 2nd. Here comes Barnicoat. He's determined. He wants to get this victory back. Up the inside of Canopik. He's there in 3rd, so he's into 3rd place as Van Sputteren goes for it. Oh, there's contact further back. Canopik overshoots and comes back on in front of the field. A big moment there. That almost wiped out a couple of them. That's given to Stalmans the run up to 4th place, but we got these 3 gunning for the victory. Kimber, Van Sputteren, Barnicoat. It's going to be the 3 of them. Down the back straight they come. Barnicoat's going to try and get out in behind Van Sputteren. Kimber's going to hold the lead. Barnicoat's going to go for it on the inside of Van Sputteren. They nudge again, and Kimber's going to have it. Kimber has got the position. I don't believe it. He hasn't led a single race all week, but now Mark Kimber wins the IAM International Final in Senior X30. What a run from Mark Kimber! How does he do it? He's always in the right place at the right time. Barnicoat fights back to 2nd. Yet again, Joey Van Sputteren is bang out of luck as he crosses the line 10th. And Mark Kimber gets the handshake from his rivals. But what an end to his week. Mark Kimber is the winner of the IAM International Senior Final, and the Strawberry Racing team have already gone ballistic. It's party time.
2 times winner of the IAM Era Series and now winner of the IAM International Final. What a year Mark Kimber has had so far. The Strawberry Racing colors are waving over Le Mans. And this is a 1-2 for Great Britain. Mark Kimber, Ben Barnicoat, the return of the year and the return of the event so far for the driver in 2nd place. Sim Ledma is taking the 3rd step of the podium after what a fantastic recovery as well, as he was down in 7th on the starting grid.
Now this is interesting. I've just had a message from one of the photographers who is out there on the circuit. He seems to think that Mark Kimber may have a drop down. If he has a nose cone, if that's the case, then unbelievably, there is a chance that Ben Barnicoat might have won this.
And you can see actually on the screen, there's a bit of discussion between
there is
the
some
photographers.
discussion.
They try to think, okay, is the front fairing actually misplaced?
So they're going to
not?
have, well, they'll check it, obviously. They'll check it in the holding area at the end. If Kimber has a front fairing, Barnicoat may have just won this. If he has, that is astonishing.
To be honest, we were just so focused on the battle raging that we didn't have actually the time to distinguish the misplacement or not of the front fairing of each driver. So
David Perrell calls it right. Classic karting race, war zone on the last lap. That was ruthless from everybody.
Yeah, what a race. That's the kind of race that we expect. That's what we're talking about. This is the final of the senior class. Stay with us until the end of this afternoon. This is the first of a lot of other finals to come. 7 races in total to decide who will be the champions of 2019. And if you're not excited already as we are, definitely we have no solution for you.
If you're not excited, you're not watching. It's as simple as that.
Definitely.
Absolutely unbelievable.